Happy holidays, everybody. It's the Geekonomics podcast. We're back after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Long week and off of work, at least.
5 days.
I know. I feel like forever. And I was thinking to myself, after I got a couple days into it, like yesterday I said to Claire, I'm like, if I'm going to do 2 weeks of this during Christmas time, oh my gosh. I'm going to need to find a hobby or something. I'm going to find something to do.
What are you talking about? You have a lot of...
I know. It's like one of those things where it's like you kind of like, you feel like you've done everything. And I wasn't feeling good last week.
Yeah.
And I started to feel better like Friday, Saturday. So then like you get motivated because you're feeling better because you've been not feeling good.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, now I want to like do things. And Claire's like, will you sit down? You're driving me insane. Go somewhere. Go upstairs. Do something. Go away from me. So, because I was like all over the house, like, let's do this now. Let's put up this. Let's decorate this. Let's do this. I was like a runaway. I was like a little toy. It was like a little toy, a little thing, and I was just all over myself. And I was like, wanted to make it happy.
Oh my God.
Then I smush it and kill it.
Good to be back.
We're gonna be back. It's a podcast. We got the wrestling challenge to talk about.
Yes.
No,
We have.
You know what would annoy Mark? We put the tree up at the house. We didn't put the ornaments on it yet.
Hey, we
That's
did.
fine.
We did the same thing. We put
I mean,
our
when you have a
tree-
fake tree, it's different because as long as the lights are on, it really don't need anything else.
Yeah.
Like, we put ours up before Thanksgiving. It was a big thing for me. Claire had to really like coax me into doing it because it's like I think I got from my father where we don't put your tree up before Thanksgiving.
Right.
It's anti.
We literally didn't put our lights up this year until the neighbors put theirs up because it's like, no, you gotta wait.
Yeah,
You have to
you
wait.
don't want to be the first person because then you feel like the weirdo in the neighborhood that you put your lights up.
I like one holiday at a time.
Yes,
So I
that
wait
thing
till
too.
after
So-
Thanksgiving.
But you're sort of you're
So
forcing the
since
neighborhood.
Claire's dealing with her eye situation, I acquiesced and I was like, all right, fine, I'll put the tree up. And it's a fake tree anyway, so it doesn't take that long to put it up.
Yeah.
And it has the lights on it, so you don't have to like string the lights or anything. So it's one less thing. So like I got all my ornaments up on it, but she still has to put all hers on it. So it's fine. I'm learning to not stress out about things. That's my main goal.
What's there to stress out about? You told me the least stressful thing in the world.
What?
What you just told me.
Well, like
that
just
sounds
like the
stressful at
small
all.
things, like letting the small things go. You know, just like those things that.
small things.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah,
you
but
know,
that's not even stressful.
Well,
You
like
put a
in, like-
Christmas tree up that took you like 10 minutes.
well, like
put some-
married life things. You know what I mean? Like you know these things.
Well, it's called
Like I have my
compromising.
ornaments, my family ornaments and my own
Yeah.
stuff is all up on the tree.
Yeah,
So my part of it's done.
yeah.
So I can't like keep bugging her saying, "Hey, you gonna put your ornaments on the tree?"
Yeah.
I just gotta let it go. They'll get up there if they get up there. If they don't, they don't.
Yes. You can't control other people, Mark.
That's fine. I'll let it go.
There's nothing to stress about.
No, but I'm used to like when you do the ornaments, it's like all at
yeah,
one
you
time.
get it done.
You do everything.
Yeah.
You don't just randomly when you feel like it put ornaments up.
Well, these are the times we live in.
Yes, these are the things I have to like. I'm learning to acquiesce and not bother me as much as I used to when I was younger. It's called growing, I've been told.
It's called
Yes.
called compromising, and
Yes.
it's also called it's
Marriage.
called marriage.
Yeah.
It's
So as you
not
can see,
all
we got
about
our
you, Mark.
we have our Christmas
Not all about
decorations up.
you.
We worked really hard on these decorations. It was a big process.
Wow, it was a process.
So we've got our lights up. So our plan is for this month. Because I know you like pulling the curtain back and telling people how
Actually,
the cheese
you
is
are.
made.
I wasn't gonna tell anybody anything.
The one time you're not going to tell everybody. All right, here's how we're doing the rest of the year. Every show is going to air this
I
way.
wasn't gonna.
I also think they'll know when they see we're not changing our clothes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I wasn't gonna say anything till
So
next
we're going to
week's
record
episode.
2 shows today and 2 shows next week. So when you see us wearing the same outfits, we didn't randomly pick the same outfits again.
Bet you not one person would even notice.
Rocky would notice.
Rocky would notice.
We'd get a note. Hey, you guys are wearing the same shirt you wore last time. So glad you guys finally watched Penguin.
Well, speaking of which,
Speaking of which,
we'll be reviewing the Penguin today.
We will
We'll
be.
also be doing the results for Survivor Series War Games.
yes.
So Marcus.
This will be the last official show we review this year. The Penguin.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's big.
Um,
Let's see if it makes our best of year list.
I won't know until I get there. Right now, I'm ready to do our movies.
I know what I'm
So,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, Marcus,
Yes.
I mean, you went into it a little bit already.
Yes.
How was your holiday? You watch anything? You do anything of interest? Other than recover
Well, like I
from
said,
your
I
sickness?
was from I had the head cold that thankfully I have gotten past. I still have a little bit of a residual cough, which isn't terrible once in a great while. But oh my gosh, it got worse after
Well, you sounded horrible.
after our show on Monday. Tuesday was no fun. And I had to be here too, so that wasn't any funner. And then I had to come on Wednesday because they replaced the one of our split AC unit in our production room. So I had to be here Wednesday for that. So I'd planned on staying home Tuesday, Wednesday, but
Yeah.
I wasn't able to. But I did get a lot accomplished. I finished editing our season finale show for Weekly TV,
Yeah, we
which
didn't
is
talk about that last time.
co-hosted by yourself and Nicole.
Nicole.
So yeah, so we're doing a best of, as time permits, show.
Like a best of the year.
Yeah,
With
well,
a special Christmas
it's
song.
a special look back at this previous season of Equilibrium TV.
Yeah.
But because of time constraints, it's not the exact songs I would have picked probably, but we had to pick songs that would work time wise. But I think everyone got basically the good songs. I didn't pick anything weird or off the wall or anything.
Yeah. We didn't put, the cover of
No covers.
Fish Heads.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what that would even be. But no, it turned out really, really well. You guys did a great job. I know
Yeah.
it was stressful for
It
you.
was
You don't
stressful.
like
I don't like it.
hosting
No.
or doing anything on camera.
I don't. I
But-
like this because we're natural. Reading a script, it was hard. Nicole was great.
Yeah.
I think she has made ETV like way better. There's
Yes.
a nice young energy to the show now.
And she's nicer to look at than you are. Not like that's difficult, but
Okay. Yeah, like yeah.
you could have put a tree out there and be better looking than you are.
All right, I'm not arguing with you. You hosted the show too.
I know.
so-
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to. I'm not. No one wants to see us.
I didn't want to do the best of show.
No one's tuning
You were
into
the-
a.
you were the
Well,
one
I
who-
just figured it was a good because it made sense for this year because you hosted the first.
7 episodes.
But no one's as good looking as Mike Haynes.
That's for sure. He is the most handsome man. We just can't get him anymore because he's very popular.
Well, he's
He's
driving around his Tesla.
yeah. He's Tesla test driving all over the place.
He's promoting.
He's
Elmo.
Elon Musking all over the place. But you hosted the first 75% of the season, so
Yes,
it made
yes.
sense to have you
Y-
co-host with.
Right.
And it's also,
It worked well.
and in my thought process of putting it together, the season finale show, was just having her just sit there and read those things would not have been as interesting or entertaining.
Right.
So having you
I'm
help.
kidding aside. I'm always
Yeah.
game. It was a good time, honestly. She's a great co-host. She's a great host.
Yes.
I think it came out well. I think the script was well. I think having a best of is a great idea, especially since we have one Christmas song that
Yes.
didn't make
Yeah.
that will be in it.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. It's all put together. It's ready to go.
That's coming out in January in public.
Well, it'll be
access?
January on our channels, but it'll be air on the Wax, I think, Boxing Day. Is that Thursday?
It's the day after Christmas.
It's Thursday. Yeah, the Thursday after Christmas.
Nice.
So
Cool.
that'll be cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So that'll be the end of season 3. We're working
Wow.
on season 4. If you're in a local band in any of the Connecticut or Massachusetts, Western Massachusetts area,
Yeah.
or non-West Massachusetts area, if you want to drive, it's up to you. Shoot us an email. Give us a shout.
What's the email?
equilibriumtvshow@gmail.com.
All right.
All spelled out.
You should put it right underneath us, right there.
Yeah, we'll see if I remember to do that. But yeah, so besides that, didn't really do much. Went to my sister-in-law's for Thanksgiving. Claire made a turkey. It was amazing. Probably one of the best turkeys I've ever had in my life.
Nice.
She found this brine kit at Costco last year.
Mhm.
And she was going to do it last year, but just time-wise, things didn't work out because of the process you have to do for the turkey.
Mhm.
Because you have to, like, thaw it and then let it sit, and then, like, the time-wise of getting the turkey, and all, it didn't work out. So we were able to do that this year, it honestly like was probably the juiciest, like most tasty turkey I've ever had. And because of her eye issue that she's going through, she couldn't carve the turkey, and she had bought an electric knife last year that she used to carve the turkey. So she like asked if I'd carve the turkey. So it was my first time carving a turkey for the family. So
Wow.
it's big happenings. So I was like,
You're a
all
big
right,
boy
I'm
now."
stepping up. I'm being brought out of the like the Progressive commercials, calling in the backup. But no, I'd never used an electric knife before, but it was awesome. I suggest getting them if you need one. If you need to cut things like meat, it's awesome.
You never used the one at Grandma's?
No, I never carved the turkey.
I thought we did that once.
No, because I had a younger brother who would whine and say he wanted to do it all the time, so I never got to.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Noticing a lot of things today.
Yeah.
Even before the show. This
There's
is a
also,
very
there was
interesting
also a nickname
dynamic.
I was given to Mark, right?
Yes, there was. We did give Josh the nickname of the Master Baster because he would always whine and complain that he wanted to baste a turkey all the time.
The master baster.
So he was the Master Baster.
Seducer producer is the master baster.
Yep. So that's why the names all correlate. They all work together.
I'm like holding back something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
say it. I'm
Yeah.
not going to say it.
Yeah.
Family. This show's aired on public access. I don't want to go.
It is. But yes, so it is a family show. But no, besides that, didn't really watch anything. I did watch the Madden documentary, the video game documentary on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
It's like a 4-episode series kind of thing.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, they talk
Nice.
about how they like invented the game and all the process of the game and everything.
Yep. Did they talk about the Madden curse?
They did.
Nice.
They did to talk about that as well.
I like them. That's
Yeah,
great.
so they go
I
into
think it's
all
broken by now. I don't think it's really happened.
Oh, you'd say that, but the guy who was on the cover this year just came back, like started the season injured, and then just came back and got hurt last night. So
it continues.
it continues.
Or it's just a coincidence.
It's just a coincidence that they pick players who end up getting hurt.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the Madden stuff on Thanksgiving during the game?
Yes. I watched all the games that happened.
Like they did a
I
whole
watched
Madden thing.
all the games.
They
Yes.
did a whole Madden thing during the games too. That was pretty.
Yeah, I saw that too. But
You
yeah,
had the bus at Lambeau.
yep, I saw that. Yeah. So besides that, I just watched football and then watched the Madden thing, and that was about it. Yeah, I really haven't dived into anything else yet.
Right. Yeah. We're
But
probably-
doing my list for our movie show, I found that there's a bunch of movies I haven't seen yet that I want to see.
Oh yeah.
So I've now have a list of movies that are on
There's a
because
lot.
all these movies now that pop up when I was telling Claire this last night as we were going through the list. I was going through all the movies that came out this year. Because there's so many things that pop up on like Apple only or Netflix only
Mhm.
or like Amazon only that are like movies that I'd want to see, but I just didn't end up watching them because I just didn't think about it because
Yeah.
like Wolves, that like Brad Pitt, George Clooney movie.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have watched that if it came out in a theater
Mm-hmm.
or it was like more widely available. But this thing, like we always say, Apple TV Plus stuff, you kind of just forget about it because it's Apple TV Plus.
Well, they don't.
And there's
promote.
no other real reason to go on there besides.
They don't promote, but all their shows are pretty well received.
Yes, yeah.
Critically and from
Yeah,
the audience.
yeah.
You just don't hear about them as
No,
much.
you don't. Yeah.
Because like Shrinking has got a lot of talk. Severance,
Yeah.
a lot of talk. That Colin Farrell movie, I think it's called The Golden. He's a
Yes.
detective.
Yep.
That got a
Yes.
lot of.
Well,
talk.
Netflix, I think, has a better marketing plan.
They do because they have more shovelware.
Yes.
They have more junk.
Yes.
But they
They also
do
have more places to distribute their information.
Yes. I mean, Netflix.
Whereas
is
Apple,
what
I think,
they
just
do.
kind of just is just like, yeah, if you're on it, you're on it.
Because Apple TV, don't forget, it's just a bonus because they make other things.
It's a
Where
cool,
Netflix,
hip thing.
Netflix is all. That's all they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So they have to. But anyway,
But if you need a new Apple iPhone, go to Verizon or any other provider because they're giving them away like cordwood at this point.
well, they always do.
Gosh, beat you over the head with those commercials during the holidays.
I don't watch. See, it's so funny you mentioned commercials. I barely see any.
Well, because I watched the football games on
If you
Thursday.
watch
Wow.
sports, Brian.
If you watched the football games on Thursday, that's all you saw. It was that. It was come bring us your phones, broken, non-broken. We'll take them and we'll replace them with either a brand new Samsung or a brand new Apple.
Yeah.
The Mufasa movie,
Mm-hmm.
here's a special look at the Mufasa movie for the 90th time. It's no longer a special look if I've seen it 6 times.
What about? Well, at least it's better than the Wicked stuff.
Wicked,
Wicked was everywhere.
because of the NBC game, was just literally everything was Wicked.
Welcome to the section of our podcast called "Old Man Yells at Sky."
No, it's just crazy.
This happens all the time, Mark. It's nothing new.
It's nothing. That's what I'm here for. It's called therapy. That's what I use this podcast for. It saves me money. This is this show is about. No one's watching this or listening to it.
We have
So
listeners.
now
we
I
have watchers.
mean, Rocky doesn't count. But anyways, I just get it
Bobby.
out, and Bobby doesn't count either.
Roy or who?
Howard,
Howard,
my father-in-law,
Your
he
father-in-law?
heals all these already because I complain to him all the time
What?
about these things. No, he was at. He went to
All right.
his. Yeah.
Well, needless
But-
to say, let's go back. So
How was your week, Brian?
Yeah, we got to move on. We can't let this show go on forever. As much as I love your ranting, Mark, we should have a segment called
We used to do
Old
it.
Man Yells.
What
What grinds my gears?
We used to have what grinds my gears. Yeah.
What? That used to be when we did the audio only.
Yeah.
podcast. What
Yeah.
grinds
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they play the same commercials.
It really chaps my cheeks.
It always chaps my cheeks. You know what? Thanksgiving, Allison was still getting over being sick.
Yeah.
People being sick.
It's going around.
I had Thanksgiving at my folks. I stopped at our friend's house, because Jeremy Hutzel, I had to give him his Transformer money.
Yes.
So he was at our friend John's house, who
Yeah.
used to be on the show a long time ago.
Yes.
So I got to see them, said Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Know what all John we used to call him. I mean, that's not.
So I wanted to give Hutzel his money so he can use it for Black Friday shopping
Yeah.
if he wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I saw them. It was weird because the house is so empty.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, good memories.
Yeah.
Hanging out there playing board games at the table.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, man, it was
Because they're
just,
moving out next couple weeks, right?
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
next year.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it really. I watched the Penguin. I was like, Allison. We started it Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And we finished it Saturday. And
Yeah. It's one of those you can't stop watching.
It's great. But yeah, that's about it. We're getting ready for Christmas. Got to get the house ready. We're gonna be hosting Christmas this year. So that has.
Do you guys do
begun
Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Christmas Eve? Christmas Day we do nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
So you do Christmas Eve at my sister-in-law's house, and they do Christmas Day at our house. Like they come over to our house. We go to their house on Christmas Eve, and they come to our house on Christmas Day. It's the same people come to both places. I have no idea why it happens, but it makes them happy, and I don't have to listen to them the rest of the year. So
Christmas Day, we just enjoy the day.
yeah.
Well, because when we were kids, Mark, it was Christmas Eve.
Even that even made me insane. We'd go Christmas Eve to my grandmother's,
Yeah.
and all the family would come there.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day, the same people who were just at my grandmother's the night before, all would come to our house to have another meal. Basically, it was just you did the one meal one night, and we'll do the meal the next day. That's
Right,
basically
right,
all
right.
this is.
And then we had the Warnock Christmas as well.
Yes,
sometimes.
which we still have that. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about at Grandma Warnock.
No, I'm saying, but now it'll be at
No, it's
your
just
guys'
but
house.
That's what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
like
And then we have the Ray Christmas at Claire's parents' house. So it's just like there's really I have 5 Christmases now.
So,
And we have D&D somewhere in there somewhere.
the 28th.
Oh.
It's between Christmas.
It's not the holiday.
It's between Christmas
Yeah,
and
no,
Hutzel's
yeah,
birthday.
thankfully, yeah. So I got to figure that out. I got to find that.
It's a Saturday.
I know, it's going to make sure I don't schedule anything on that day. That's all.
Yeah, because remember, originally it was the 21st,
Yes.
but there's no way I'm
No,
doing
there's
that.
no
No.
way you guys
No.
do
It's
that.
also
Good luck to all of
Kylie's
you. I ain't doing it. But
I think it's Kylie's birthday dinner week.
the
I think
28th.
That day? Yeah. 21st. 'cause her birthday's the 18th.
Gotcha.
but it-
My mom was the 17th.
Well, we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So it's May
Yeah.
28th.
Yeah.
So, Mark, speaking of your family,
Yes.
a
I
big-
have one.
big congratulations goes out to Mariah
Yes.
for her engagement.
Yes. She got engaged to her now fiance, Joshua, which isn't confusing for me at all. And
I hope
explaining
it's
it
not
to people.
confusing for you.
No, explain to people they're like, oh, Josh, which Josh are you talking about? Your brother Josh or your for future brother-in-law Josh?
I really hope nobody would be like, so your sister and brother are engaged? I
No,
really would
not like
hope
that. But I'm saying, but like even Claire, I'll be like,
it is difficult.
oh,
in
I talked
conversations.
to Josh, and she's like, which one? I'm like, oh, my brother, not the fiance.
You can call
So
him
that's-
JR.
Oh, I'm not gonna learn that now. Remember that.
Anyway, let's stay
anyways,
positive.
But yeah, she got
Congratulations
engaged. They
goes
got
out to
engaged up
Mariah.
in Vermont. It was very nice. I'm very happy for her. She
Yes.
is planning on having her reception at the same place I got married at, which is pretty cool. Hopefully it all
Nice.
works out.
Nice.
Unfortunately, they were in a car accident last week after the podcast.
What?
Yeah, right up here at Stop and Shop. Yeah, you didn't see it on Facebook?
I'm not
yeah.
on Facebook.
Oh,
barely.
they were going to Target, and an old guy pulled in front of them, and they were in Josh's car, and not this Josh, fiance Josh.
Yeah.
And
he
they
doesn't drive, so I knew. It
well,
wasn't
yeah,
him.
exactly. And they drove into him and totaled Josh's car, so now he's got a loaner.
Oh.
So
Are they both okay?
they were fine. Yeah, they were just Mariah was just very shooken up.
So they backed into him.
No, he was turning into the Stop and Shop Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
They both had green lights. He didn't have an arrow.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to make it before they got there.
Oh, he
And-
went in front of them. So it was his fault.
So she drove right into
He
it.
owned him.
And then the guy kept trying to drive away after he got hit.
He
He was old and had no clue what he was doing. Like I got there and the guy was still sitting in his car like nothing had happened,
They called
trying to drive
police?
the car away. The cops were all there.
yeah.
The cops were there, the tow trucks were there, the guy's still trying to back his car up and leave. He's like, I gotta get to the store. And they're like, sir, you're in a car accident. He's like, I gotta get to the store.
So it's maybe
So he had no clue what was
dementia
going
a
on.
little
He had no
bit
idea
or
where he
something.
was. So
His insurance took fault.
yeah,
So-
took full
Yeah.
responsibility for it.
Right,
So
right, exactly.
yeah,
That
so-
sounds like it.
But that's not like the only accident. Like even I don't know if you heard our neighbors.
Let's not talk about your neighbors
No,
on the
no,
podcast.
no, their granddaughter bought a brand new car and she got in an
Brand new
accident.
car
Same
got
kind
in an
of
accident, and then
Yeah.
Chris got in an accident.
yeah. So it's like
Then our friends down at
People don't pay attention.
yeah,
I know,
people to drive like idiots.
I
That's
like-
the problem.
Like, it was Thanksgiving, and I'm like, well, it got dark. It was getting dark. I'm like, well, Mom, it's getting dark. I want to head home. I don't want to drive in the dark. Because people,
I'm an old man.
when it gets dark in this town, I don't know what it is, man, but people just drive crazy.
I've
is
learned,
crazy.
and Claire always picks me about it because she's like, "Why do you drive so passively?" I'm like, "Because I don't want to be involved in the aggression that's out there. Because everyone else just drives like mad people, and I know you don't see it, Claire, because you only drive 5 minutes back and forth to work and home, so you don't really see people's driving.
Right.
But just driving from our house to Sarah's house and back, Claire's like, I completely understand now. People are idiots. People don't know how to drive. It's like it doesn't get worse. It's not going to get better.
This is the worst thing when you're driving and they're doing this.
Oh my gosh.
Brian,
I will pull up next to someone, and this is all I see them doing, and I will just yell out my window, "Get off your phone!" I don't care. I'm like, "Get off your
Brian,
effing phone!"
Yeah.
we Ryan and I go to hockey, to Hartford. We have people pulling into the diamond lane from the highway. Over
Yeah.
the
Which they should
That's
be
the
doing.
worst.
Like this.
Yeah.
That's the worst. And it's like, it's
Yeah.
even worse because like that transition is not smooth
And
for a
we-
reason.
No, it's a gutter.
And like people jumping. I remember seeing people, and I used to do it, like jumping in the air.
Yeah.
And I saw one guy actually like jump across and hit the guard and come back across because, yeah,
know.
It's really bad by the Manchester exit because people be in the diamond lane.
oh, it's the
and
worst.
then realize
And then they gotta get off.
This isn't an exit, and they'll drive out of it.
Drive all the way across the whole
5 lanes of
highway to
highway.
get to the exit.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen
Oh,
it
yeah.
multiple times.
All right.
It's the worst. People are idiots.
Yes.
That's
I agree. I agree.
the end all be all. When they get in vehicles, people are nice though. Thanks for watching the show, everybody. But when you're in vehicles, you're all idiots.
Yeah. All right. We should get into.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving though?
Yes,
Did you guys
I-
have good turkey? Was it delicious?
It was delicious. Oh, I mean,
Nice. Any fun side dishes?
no, I'm going to tell you this. So after bringing home the Thanksgiving extras or whatever,
Leftovers?
leftovers, on Sunday, I says to Allison, I go, I'm going to make myself a moist maker. And she goes,
A
what?
what?
I go, it's from Friends. Ross makes the sandwich after Thanksgiving and he brings it to work. And the coworker eats it. And he puts this extra piece of bread that's soaked in gravy in the middle called the moist maker. And it's his Thanksgiving tradition to make a sandwich with the leftovers called the moist maker. So I kept telling Allison, I go, I'm making myself a moist maker. She's like, okay, Brian. So then I made myself two
You
sandwiches.
don't know what that translates to, right? In like wife talk, correct? You know what that really means, right?
I haven't finished my story. I know what it translates to. So
Because I've heard that, and I know that tone as you say it. I hear that tone
I
in my
make
head.
2 sandwiches, and I go, "Do
All
you
right,
want to
Mark.
have
A bite?
a moist?" And she goes, "Brian, please don't say this in public." And I go, "I am going to go to the store and be
We'll
like,
go to the podcast and talk about it
the
in
moist
front of
mix.
So
people.
let's tell everyone.
Yeah,
on the
it'll be on the interwebs forever.
Then, last night I play the clip from Friends. She's like, "You're watching the clip?" No joke. This morning I'm on the couch watching TV. Allison walks in. She goes, "Guess what? They just played on the Today Show." I go, "What?" The clip of Ross with the moist maker. Because they were talking about leftovers.
Yeah.
And he goes, "See?
Yeah.
See? It's the year of the moist maker."
I don't think it's ever been the year of the moist maker. I don't think it ever will be the year of the moist maker.
I
I agree with
have-
Allison. Please stop saying it out loud.
I have enough leftovers to make one more
I can
moist
I
maker.
can hear Allison going, Brian.
We didn't have. Like, how big of a turkey do you guys have?
Well, I brought leftovers, and I just mix it all up and put it
how do you
in
have that much?
bread.
Yeah, I know, but how much turkey do you like? How many people are at your dinner?
That's like 5 of us.
Well, it's you,
My parents.
your family, like you and Allison.
Actually,
your parents.
it was me, my grandfather, my one brother, and my parents. There's only 5 of us.
Oh, because Allison didn't go because she was
Allison
sick.
didn't go and Nick didn't go. So there's a lot of leftovers.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, that makes
And-
sense.
Well, how big of a turkey did you make?
I don't know. It was a good size.
Yeah, we had like an 18-pound bird this
It's
year.
a traditional size.
That's about the
for-
usual size.
Yeah. Anyway, moist makers. That was my weekend. I loved it. It was great. It was fantastic.
How was it?
Fantastic, man. And I'm looking forward to having one more moist maker this week. And then I'm going to buy special bread next year.
It's going to be a great sandwich.
It's going to be a great sandwich.
It's gonna be a great sandwich. It's gonna be a great dinner.
Small things, small wins for
Small
Brian
things.
Kazowski.
Did you get special bread now?
Next year, I'm going to get special bread.
Like a sourdough?
Yeah, that's what I was telling Alice. I go, I get a Kaiser roll or something. And she's like, "Oh my God.
I'm gonna call it a Ludwig Kaiser roll.
Yes, yes, I know." That's like, I'm gonna
Claire hates that, by the way.
I'm gonna
Speaking
wrestle
of
it to
speaking of things
submission.
that your wife hates, and speaking of things my wife hates, is now I must call them Ludwig Kaiser rolls. And she's like, "There's no need for that. You don't need to do that." And I'm like, "I do, because if it's not really official roll
Right,
until it's a Ludwig Kaiser roll."
right, and you have to like pin it before you eat it.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because she was like randomly, I don't know. This is weeks ago. She'd said like we were doing sandwiches or something. She's like, "What kind of rolls do you want me to get?" I'm like, "Get some Ludwig Kaiser rolls." She's like, "I'm just gonna get you whatever I get, and you're gonna like it." Because of that, I was like, "All right."
So let's review the Penguin. 'Cause
The
I think
Penguin!
We should end the show with our war game results.
Correct.
So, Mark, I know last week you gave a quick review.
Yes,
Allison and me, we started it on Wednesday night. We watched 3 episodes.
I've heard this.
Thursday night,
Yes.
I said to Allison, I go, we can watch 3 more and get like 6 out of the way and finish it
Yeah.
on Friday. I was so tired. We watched 2 on Thursday night. And then I think Friday night I was like, okay, now we can watch the last 3. We started it late. I only made it through 2, and I'm like, let's watch the finale Saturday. So I really dragged it out because we would watch
Because you're
it.
old.
I was tired.
Yeah.
But man, I loved it.
Yeah. Like I watched
Absolutely loved it.
when I went through it, I watched all the episodes, I think Friday and Saturday of that weekend. And then the finale episode, Claire was like, "I want to watch this with you because I want to be there when you see how everything happens." It's like, okay. Little did I know that my wife is very much like me in the fact that when we watch things and that I've seen before her, she likes to point things out to me as we're watching it. It's to the point where I have to be like, "Okay, I stop talking, please, so I can actually watch this." So, yeah, kind of turnabout fair play kind of situation. But it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I really
I was caught off guard by a couple things.
I just really enjoyed it. I like just off the bat. I mean, it definitely one of my favorite shows of the year. I don't know if that's recency bias or not, but
Yeah.
still phenomenal. And the fact that Allison, who's seen the Batman with me, and she really liked it. We watched this, and we're 3 episodes in, and she just goes, "You would not even know this is Batman related."
Yeah.
She's like, "This is like The Sopranos."
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's a great hook
Yeah.
for people who might not normally watch a show like this.
Yes.
Just like The Last of Us came out.
This is a great like
And-
entry drug to Batman.
Right. But like The Last of Us season 1 had the same thing. Even Fallout, like these shows are based off properties,
Yes.
but they allow people to come into this world without having played the game or not.
It's like
having
franchise
read the comics.
adjacent.
Yeah.
Kind of like Andor
But it's
for
very-
Star Wars.
Right. Very
It's
grounded.
like franchise adjacent.
right. Very grounded.
Yes.
But man, I was not expecting it. The entire time we would watch those little vignettes afterwards.
Yes. Yeah.
And when they would show Colin Farrell, I would forget he was even in the
Yeah.
show.
You're like, who is he playing?
Yeah.
Who's he playing?
Why is he the
Why is he in this?
dude?
What are they talking to him for?
When we watch behind the scenes when they put the makeup on him,
Yeah.
and then he's sitting in the chair
Yeah.
with it, it's just like
Yeah.
the makeup. The fact that this makeup was just so good,
Yeah.
it transformed him. And I love learning about. I would say the highlight of the show, and I want to know if your highlight is, but the highlight for me was the going back in time when he was a kid.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
the kid was wonderful,
The kid was great.
but that story and it all tied in, and that ending.
The way they changed his origin story is very well done. It was a very smooth transition to what, like in the comic books, the Penguin is literally like a penguin.
Well, he's a human, or he's
But I'm
a
saying, but he
half
has like the
penguin, yeah.
nose thing and everything and that whole thing. Whereas turning him into more of this thing where he just has a disability, and that's why he kind of waddles. So they
Yeah.
call him the Penguin,
Yeah,
and doing it that way. And then the thing with the brothers and saying that's why him and his mom are like their weird
Oh,
twisted relationship and
it was
everything.
so good that the
Yeah.
ending scene with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then him and his brothers.
Yeah.
Finding out, and I think they did such a great job of peeling back the layer of his character.
Yeah. And showing
And-
how he like basically is just making up his own world, basically. That
Well,
he's
yeah.
basically a sociopath.
Yeah, he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
And they did a great job. It really, when people say The Sopranos, I really feel his character kind of hits with Tony Soprano.
Very much the look
Or-
of it and just the feel a little bit here and there is very Tony Soprano-ish.
Because you could feel empathy towards him.
Yes.
You could like him sometimes, and you
Yes.
can absolutely hate him sometimes.
Exactly.
And I think it also goes in line with Breaking Bad, Walter White. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. It's like you can empathize with a man
It's just
like
good
that.
writing is what it is.
Well, yeah. But you could like him, you can hate him, you can love him. You can feel all these things for one character because he's not
Hmm. Yeah.
perfect.
And with
He's
this
a
series,
human.
there's no one really to root for because everyone's terrible. Any person you could root for, spoiler alert,
Well, no. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. I agree.
doesn't make it to the end of the season.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Which I told Claire, like, as we were watching the finale, she was like, what are your thoughts of what's going to happen in this? I'm like, well, then that guy's not going to make it to the end of the season.
Vic.
Yeah.
He
She's like, really?
was-
You don't think so? I'm like, yeah. She's like, why would you think that? I'm like, because it's Batman, and that's what happens. The good people
Well-
never survive,
I mean, there was a good chance.
especially on the bad guy side.
Well, yeah, you almost forget.
Anyone with a conscience.
You forget.
Yeah.
They did such a great job going back to his character.
Yeah.
You forget that Vic put himself out there. He even turned down a lady friend
Yes.
to stick with
Yeah.
him. And there was a father-son
Vic was-
bond happening.
Vic was his Jiminy Cricket kind of character. Like
Can't
his
be a good bad guy.
his conscience, kind of. And he needed to kill his conscience to be able to be who he wanted to be.
Right. Because he does say before he kills him, where I'm going, you can't follow.
Yeah.
Which basically means, like, I can't have... He knows way too much, too.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah.
he were to get caught, which
He
he
could
almost
flip
did,
on him, yeah.
He could flip, but also...
He knows all the bodies are
He-
buried,
yes,
literally and
yes.
figuratively.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right. I think it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of, like, you're right. Like,
And he also wouldn't
I'm
let
done
him
with
do what he does with his mom if he had kept him alive.
yeah.
Because he would have told him that this isn't, you can't do this. Oz.
Right. Yeah, the ending, having his mom just comatose on top of that penthouse.
Yeah. Like in a
This-
vegetative state, but she's
this-
still alive, but not,
Yeah, she has a single tear come down.
she's still coherent, but she can't function.
The actress who played the mom, phenomenal.
Yes, great job.
I think the
Sophia
cast-
was fantastic.
You know what's so funny? The last time I saw her, I mean, she's
30
been,
Rock.
No, How I Met Your Mother
But she was also in 30 Rock, too.
for like one episode.
Yeah. She was Sexy Baby.
Yeah, but that was one
Yeah.
episode.
I know, but that's what I remembered her.
She literally was in all of the last season.
Then Claire
of How I
reminded me,
Met Your
yeah.
Mother.
Claire's like, oh, she was also in How I Met Your Mother. I'm like, oh my gosh, she was the mother.
mom.
I forgot about
She
that.
dies.
Yeah.
She's been in other things too.
Yes, but she's that character where she kind of like melts into the characters. You don't really think about it.
Right. She's been a side character.
Yes.
But this one, man, holy
Tour de
cow.
force.
Like
Breakout performance.
if there's any character other than Vic that I would get behind, it would be her. Well,
to a
just,
point.
just to see what she went
Yes.
through.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, because her character literally was the patsy for the whole family, basically.
yeah. Well, they ignored her. Yeah,
Well, then,
the
like, her dad
patsy.
framed her to take the
Yes.
rap for his serial killer ways.
Yep.
Basically, put her in Arkham because he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And then, like,
So I can get behind.
yeah,
her.
and the family never backed her, and then she killed them all. So, you know.
She would be the character I do.
Yeah,
I
she'll
do
be
like
interesting
the
to see
most.
return in the movies.
Well,
That's the thing I was wondering too, is how good this show was has now made it so those next Batman movie, like the writing in that has to be just as good.
I thought the last Batman movie was good.
It wasn't as great as this. I would put this above the Batman movie.
I disagree. I love the Batman.
Well, I know, because you love Robert Pattinson. You think he's dreamy.
No, I just think it was a well-written
Because
Batman
he
movie.
glitters.
The thing
I think it was just a well-written Batman movie. Like, and I feel like the Penguin is for a TV show was well done, and I think the next the Batman movie, you're just bringing more life to the world.
I
That's all.
think the origin story of the Penguin was more thoughtful and thought out than the origin story of the Batman in that movie.
I mean,
Like, I know more
yeah.
about why the Penguin is the Penguin
Yeah.
than I do about why the Batman is the Batman.
Well,
I mean, we all know, like, if you're a Batman fan, you know why
Yeah.
the Batman's the Batman. But watching that movie, the only thing you really know why he's the Batman is because they blew up the butler for whatever,
Well,
and, like, his parents died.
But Mark,
but not
I think-
really. There was more to it than
Yeah,
just
no,
that.
but I think what helps this is it has more time.
No, exactly, yeah.
Well,
I
yeah.
also-
think that's why.
Every episode was over an hour long.
Yes.
No, but
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
The,
But I'm saying, but they just
the
didn't,
long form helps this
Yes.
story better than a
Right.
movie.
Yes.
And don't forget, the Penguin was only in the Batman for not even like 10,
Right, he was
18
in the
minutes.
short-
yes, exactly, yeah.
Anyway, we have a different opinions about the Batman. That's fine. I
like
enjoy
the
it more
Batman.
than you.
I didn't
really-
dislike it. I just thought it was just not as good as other Batmans. That's
But
all.
also, it's the first one. And I mean, even if you go back to the Christopher Nolan, the first one was good, and they got better over time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The second one
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the best. Third
Yeah.
one was good, but
Yeah.
not as good as the second.
No, for sure.
And I think with any, you're moving along with a trilogy or something. You
Yeah,
want the
it'd be interesting to
movies
see how
get
they
better.
translate this Penguin into the next movie.
Well, we got the bat symbol at the end.
Yes.
And I like saying, like, who's gonna touch you at this point, and the Batman symbol shows up.
I only said
That
that
was
clear,
good.
like, as we were watching the end of it. Like, the only thing I would have done that changed it would have been when they panned out, when he's like, no one can touch me kind of thing. Or who's going to touch, like you saying, who's going
Yeah.
to touch you? As if when they panned out, they showed the bat signal, but then they kept panning out and he was sitting on the building across the street.
You didn't need to see that.
But that'd been like that's the,
Well, I got that.
Chef's kiss.
I got the with the bat symbol.
I know, but the bat signal is just kind of like, man.
That's a symbol of
I
the
know,
Batman.
but it's,
The one thing I did like though was they didn't like they peppered in the Batman stuff, so it wasn't like a huge part of the Penguin story.
Well, yeah, we only got two
Yeah,
things.
well, they
We
talk
got
about, like-
Selena Kyle,
Yes.
and then we got the bat symbol, and that was kind of it.
No, I think
yeah.
was
Well,
it
no, they also
the-
mentioned
they
how
showed
he
the-
saved everybody at the
the-
flood
Oh,
and
with
everything.
I
and,
like the flood.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
this is very reminiscent of the snapping with the
Yes.
MCU.
Yes.
That in the shows it affected or other movies.
Yes.
And I think it was great that this flood showed how it really changed Gotham.
Yes.
And the poor people really got the brunt of it.
Yes.
And there's this uprising.
Yes.
And the Penguins kind of
Leading the uprising. Yes.
uprising.
Yes.
I thought that was really smart.
Yeah.
So that was good writing right
Yeah.
there.
It was very well written and very well put together.
Yeah. Soundtrack was great.
Soundtrack was very well
I
done.
love the callbacks
Yes.
to each song. I love, like, they use music just like the Batman used music to help tell the story. And, man, some of those scenes, I'll tell you, okay, I don't know about you guys, but the Gotham episode, when you learn more about Sophia's character, she goes to Gotham Asylum. Arkham.
Yes,
Sorry.
not Gotham.
She goes
Gotham's
to-
the town they live in.
Yeah, I know. Arkham Asylum.
Yes, otherwise known as New York City.
The girl
Yes.
that came out and beat her up was
Yeah.
so freaky.
Yeah.
I was like, I almost gonna have a nightmare. The way she moved,
Yeah.
and the way it was filmed, but this woman was
They have a very good job
creepy.
of transitioning between handheld videoing and like steady cam, like steady shot videoing,
And then,
filming.
but that
And then when she pounded the girl on the table,
what an episode!
Yeah.
The episode was
Yeah.
like the highlight of
there's a lot of good episodes.
that was really
Yeah.
good.
A lot of cringy stuff too. That's like, ooh, I don't know if I want to. This is weird.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But man, oh man,
Yeah.
it was well done. Me and Allison are still talking about
Yeah.
it. Like, it's like the music was great. Yeah, I really have. I mean, yeah, I can nitpick it, but beyond that,
We could, but we can also rate it.
Yeah.
And we should do that now.
I just want to say,
Oh.
did it feel anything like the Kingpin show to you guys?
What Kingpin?
The Echo?
No,
They're talking about?
the Kingpin parts of Daredevil,
No.
where you saw like the behind the scenes of the Kingpin, and
You actually saw more behind the
it felt
scenes.
like that a little bit to me.
You actually see more behind the scenes of Kingpin and Echo than you do in Daredevil.
Yeah,
And I really think the Echo show didn't get the props that it should have gotten because it really
think got
did.
screwed by
It
that.
really kind of like roped into the whole. There's too many Marvel shows and they're all kind of lame and they're all kind of. It was a really good show, and I think it really dives into getting Kingpin from the Netflix Daredevil show to the MCU Daredevil show. And I think if you're gonna watch Daredevil Born Again, you're doing yourself an injustice if you haven't seen Echo because it really it's gonna be a different Kingpin between the two shows. Because
Until
you
we
get
see
Kingpin from Daredevil Netflix to Kingpin in Hawkeye to Kingpin in Echo to Kingpin in Born Again
but don't forget,
is a completely different
they
person.
rewrote Born Again. So Born
No, but it's going to be
Again
more.
was
You're going to
redone.
get more echoey character of Kingpin than you are going to get
I don't
the.
know. I'm
Netflix.
I didn't mean to disrail, but
Yeah,
because there's parts of it where it felt like those episodes.
it does.
where
It does.
you're
It
like,
does.
oh,
I did feel that there's some parts of Echo and Kingpin, the character Kingpin in Echo, that are very reminiscent to Penguin in this show. Like the character build, like the way they built the character is very, because they're both mob bosses, kind of.
Yeah.
So they kind of, there's a lot of commonality things that happen.
Well,
But-
Penguin was never a mob boss. He was
No,
a
but I'm saying, but
wannabe
that's what he's aiming
wannabe,
for, is
yeah.
being the head of the mafia family.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so Kingpin is the head of the mafia, that family. So it's that kind of
I
same.
gotcha.
Because it's Falcone, right? Or is it? No, who is it?
The
It's not
Falcone.
The Falcones and the
Yeah,
other
and,
ones.
I can't remember the name of the other ones.
Salvatore's.
Salvatore.
Salvatore is the guy's first name.
Yeah,
Maroni.
it's like
Maroni.
Maroni.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to rating.
Rating it. Let you go first since you're
Okay.
Mr. Batman of
Okay.
the group.
For me, I went in this with super high expectations because of Rocky, but not only because of Rocky, only because
Rocky the person, not the movie.
you're right.
Yes.
Don't get that confused.
You don't want to. It's very easy to do.
Or confuse that with Josh.
Uh-huh.
Don't confuse that with Josh. Or the other Josh.
There, Josh. Or the other Bryans.
It's got a lot of strong critical reviews and audience
Yes.
reviews, so my expectations are super high going in. You saying you really enjoyed it, I was like, okay. So, yeah, I walked out of this going, my God, probably some of the best television I've seen all year. And I was looking at the reviews for television, and we did see a lot of great television this year. I think television was better than movies. Mark's snapping, so I'm going to keep talking.
Well, because you give your ratings as quickly as you give your picks for the
Well,
wrestling
I'm giving you
challenge.
my final thought of this.
Yes, but you go into this deep, long
You make it
anthology.
longer by complaining.
I would have complained if you hadn't said anything.
So,
Just let me just take my nap while you do your dissertation before you give your rating.
what is going on? All right. So, anyway, the Penguin, I give it a 10.
Wow.
Definitely one of my
Wow.
top 3 shows.
Brave
of the
and
year.
bold.
Brave and bold, baby. It was great. Phenomenal. Give Colin Farrell the Emmy. Give the girl who played Sophia the Emmy.
Yeah.
Give the makeup artist the Emmy because unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they'll have a fight with the bear in them, but it's going to be tight.
I'll say the
They
bear.
made different categories, hopefully.
Yes, but I'll tell you one thing about the bear. It was good, but the FX really screwed themselves by not giving us the whole season. A lot of people were let down that it just ended to be continued. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's just how some seasons are.
But they filmed the whole thing. They just did this
Yeah,
on purpose to
yeah.
make it last longer.
Yeah.
I think people were just mad at the network for doing
Well,
what
that's
they
you
did.
can't complain about that. That's not anything.
Anyway,
But anyways, so you give it a 10.
I give it 10, baby.
That's a big score. It's a big score.
10.
I won't go that high with it. I think there are other shows that were better than The Penguin this year. Last of Us was this year, right?
Nope.
This past
not
year?
sure.
These years blend together. But anyways, I think there was other shows, which I'm sure I've ranked them. I can't remember them all right now. But I will give it a...
You want me to tell you all the shows you gave a 10 this year before you gave...
Sure.
This is a preview.
Yeah.
You gave Letterkenny a 10.
Well, that was,
You
yeah,
gave Fallout.
different category.
No, well, it's still a 10.
Yeah.
Fallout, 10. Shogun, a 10. X-Men 97, a 10.
Yeah.
Those are your 10s.
Yeah, it doesn't beat Shogun. But you watched that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on our...
I know, just want to make sure. Because I just want to make sure if you haven't.
They both could be 10s in my book.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I would not give this a 10. I'd probably say a 9. I'll give it a 9.
Okay.
Like a 9.5.
Okay. Still good.
Yeah.
I mean, anything below a 5.
Yeah. No, it was really well. It was a really well done show, and it just shows what happens when you have good writing.
Yeah.
And you actually have people who actually understand
Source material.
the source material, yes. And if you're going to adjust the source material, adjusting it in a way that makes sense, not just adjusting it to adjust it.
Right.
Like having
boy.
actual reasons behind it. Yes. 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 Looking at you, Acolyte.
And it's funny because we'll be doing our TV review special at the end of the year.
Yes.
But I could just tell you that out of all the shows we watched, only one got bad reviews, and we watched a lot of shows.
Yeah. Well, we just mentioned it, so everyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
And it's the only show that I think everyone gave a bad review. So
Yeah. Anyway, so the Penguin,
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, we'll see how it does for award season. I
Yeah.
think it should be up for awards.
yeah.
I think it's also great. We live in a world.
You know what show you need to
where-
get done before we do our TV reviews?
Probably not going to happen. But
Well, they can give it a shot at least. Legend of Vox Machina. Can you catch up, or
No.
at least put that on your list for Christmas time?
added it. I'm going to start from the beginning.
Okay.
I'm just going to watch from season 1 at Christmas.
Yeah, just do it from during Christmas. Just watch
Yes,
it and get it over with, so you can review it and have it for next year.
Season 3?
The whole thing.
Well, aren't they doing one more season?
They're doing 2 more seasons.
Oh, okay. So,
They're doing 2 more seasons, and they're adding
A new show.
yeah,
new
yeah,
campaign.
yeah.
Mighty 9 is coming.
Yeah. I'm going to start from the beginning with that.
Yeah.
Because I kind of
really good.
remember, but it'd be fun just to rewatch the first
No,
season.
yeah,
again.
yeah.
So I did re-add it to my Amazon list.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway,
That's all I ask.
we have to move on.
It's now time for the Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge.
To the war game.
War Games. War Games happen on Saturday. And by golly, having the shows at 6 o'clock at night really throws off my whole day.
I watched it Sunday morning.
Good for you. I
At
watched it
5.
live, and when it was over with, I'm like, oh, it's only 9:30. I'm like exhausted and ready to go to bed. But it's only 9:30, so that's weird.
I'm
Can't do
going to
that.
say it. This PLE was awesome. it made up for Crown Jewel being not so great.
It wasn't fantastic. I'll put it as like an 8 on the Richter scale.
For me right now, I put it at 9.
It had a couple slow parts in it, a couple slow moments.
You know, I get a 3-hour version on Sunday, and I tell you, those
Well, you
3
got to remember
hours
too.
was amazing.
You're coming at it from a different perspective now. 'Cause this is the only thing you get to see full.
Yes.
So for you, this is like
Yes.
amazing because
Yeah,
you're
but-
actually getting to watch the
But
shows
even I can.
when they happen.
But even I can agree that Crown Jewel wasn't that great.
I know,
Crown
but I
Jewel
was
just
saying,
okay.
but as opposed to like if you'd watched Raw and SmackDown and everything,
Right.
and then watch this, you have a different opinion. I think
I agree with you.
that's all I'm
You
saying.
make a good point.
Yeah.
But all I'm going to say is, out of the PLEs this year,
Yeah.
this one for me was right up there.
Yes.
It was a good one. I really was entertained.
Yeah. Before we get into the results part of it,
Yeah,
we will
let's get into
say
the
that there was a announcement released that the first episode is going to be happening, as we know, January 6th for the Raw version of Netflix.
Yes.
It's going to be a 3-hour show, and they announced SmackDown will also be converting to 3 hours as of January.
Wow.
So 6 hours weekly.
And unfortunately, I will still have to watch the highlights of
SmackDown. Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Unless you get like Surfshark or something like that, you can like look into that. Because then you can watch, like, say you're living in Canada or something, and you can watch it on Netflix.
we can change your VPN.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But before we get into it,
Not that we suggest you do any of that, but if you're looking to get away with that, you can do that.
also they did announce, we know, Saturday night main event.
Yes.
The first, we have one card, Kevin Owens
Or one match
and
announced for their card.
Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
But a second card, tentatively, is going to be up for the women's
The Raw Women's Intercontinental Championship and the U.S. Championship belts
Are both gonna
finales
be-
will be at, I think, are both going to be at Saturday
But
Night
they
Main
haven't
Event.
announced that officially, but they announced the other one.
Well, Intercontinental, the U.S. Championship is
bracket
definitely
that's
happening,
happening,
but
yeah.
the Raw tonight starts the Intercontinental Championship battle. That might be, the finale for that might be on the first Raw on Netflix.
For Netflix. So it's kind of starting
That makes
late.
more
It's
sense,
kinda
yeah. I
starting
think that's
late.
probably what they're going to do, yeah.
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 Okay. Because they only have one more bracket before for semifinals. Then they go to the
Yes.
finals
Then they go into the semifinals, and then the finals will be
at
on Saturday Night Main Event.
So it's going to be a good show.
It's going to be a good show.
I'm going to watch that one live.
Yeah, you actually get to. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
can-
on NBC.
It's on NBC. Well, I can watch all the PLEs
On the Peacock.
live,
Yeah.
but
It'll be on the Peacock.
I'm going to try to watch it live because I
Yes.
like.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All
let's
right.
go.
Getting into it. After all that, the United States Championship match was LA Knight up against
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Wow. Shinsuke.
And this is the match that knocks my rating down a little bit. Because Shinsuke just went in and just destroyed LA Knight and kind of made him look not as tough as they could have made him look.
Well, don't forget what happened on SmackDown.
Yes.
He came in there. They were talking, and he just
Spit the
spit the
mist
black
in his
stuff
face. Yeah.
in his face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, are they? Wow, Shinsuke's really gonna go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
And you made a good point when making the picks. You said, well, if we're doing this,
Yeah.
what are we doing here if Shinsuke loses?
Exactly.
And I was like, God, man, Mark made a good point.
Yeah. And I was right.
You
Because
were
Shinsuke Nakamura won.
Yeah, you got 2 points.
You got no points for that one.
Did Josh get
Neither
that?
did Josh. He picked LA Knight as well.
Yeah. See.
So this is going to be a trend.
ugh.
So Shinsuke Nakamura took out LA Knight, and then we
Yeah.
moved on to the Intercontinental Championship match. It was a champion Braun Breaker up against Sheamus, up against Ludwig Kaiserroll,
Kaiser roll.
and Braun Breaker took down the big win.
We got it all right? Was that good?
No, Josh picked Ludwig
Oh, Kaiser roll.
Kaiserroll.
But me
He
and
was
you got
very
it
high
right.
in the Kaiserroll.
We got
We
it
both
right.
picked Braun. Yes,
Yeah. So Braun Breaker winning this, I kind of feel like
it
makes the most
didn't make
sense.
any sense for anyone else to win it.
no.
Yeah,
Kaiser's not ready.
no,
Sheamus
he's too new to it,
is-
and Sheamus will win this sometime, but it won't happen here.
It's just not ready. It's not happening.
Braun's being set to be the next big guy to go after, I think, Gunther, Damian, that group. So I think when he moves on to that, that's when Sheamus will get this belt as his way of like going out the door kind of thing, like his swan song thing.
Fair. I agree.
So that was a good match. It was a very good match.
It was.
Moving on from that, we had the World Heavyweight Championship. The champion Gunther up against Damian Priest. And I was the only one smart enough to pick a Gunther.
You made a great
And
point
Gunther won.
about Finn Balor saying, I'm not going to let Damian Priest win this belt.
Ever.
And guess what happened? He shows up, and Gunther gave him a boot to the face,
Yes.
which was awesome.
Yes.
This
I literally
match-
turned to Claire as this match was happening, as that was happening, and I go,
Yeah.
Brian is going to watch this and be very mad.
Yeah,
Because
I
he's
was.
going to, like,
I watched this going, this was by far one of the best matches of the night.
the singles match. Yeah, this is the best
Oh.
non-War Games match of the night.
This was super good.
Yeah.
Damian Priest is amazing. Gunther's amazing.
Yes.
But I think they pulled out all the stops.
They have good chemistry together, too, which helps.
They really, I was on the edge of my seat going,
Yeah.
you gotta bring it, Damian. Come on.
Yeah.
And then when Finn Balor showed up, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
And you see, even after the show, they shot a video. There's a online where Finn's being interviewed and Damien jumps him,
Oh, you
and then
didn't see that, Brian?
Judgment
No.
Day jumps
No.
Damien and took him out even more.
Yeah.
It's basically putting Damien on the shelf
Wow.
because they hit him in the arm. So I think they're gonna go with the
good.
story that his arm's busted.
Yes, yes, yes.
That kind of thing.
I didn't see that.
So-
I watched the post show, but I didn't
Yes,
see
no,
the
that was a
clips.
YouTube
It's a
exclusive.
special,
yeah. All right.
YouTube exclusive. You have to check it out.
Oh boy.
Yeah. They went on to War Games matches on the ladies' side of things. It was Rhea Ripley up against Bianca Belair, up against Bayley and Naomi, and Io Sky up against the team of Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and for some reason, Candice LeRae. And Team Rhea took down the big win.
Did we all get that right?
We all got that one right. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the only one we clean sweeped on.
Yeah.
Because that was a kind of obvious one.
Yeah.
The only thing that I wasn't expecting was that Rhea pinned Liv.
Oh,
to
I
end
knew
the
it was-
match.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
So
Yeah,
that
I
now
expected
sets
that to be
that
how it
up.
ended.
That match set the tone. I'll tell you so much. I'll tell you this. The women always, like, their matches like this are really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that war game was awesome. The guys got to step it up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, not gonna lie, in the middle of the guys, like, kind of approaching the official beginning, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I was kind of saying,
Just kind of meandering.
but
yeah.
wow.
They kind of pulled
they
it out.
ended it with a bang.
Well, because the women really step it up. They really stepped
Yes.
it up. And EO is just made for war games.
Yes.
It's like she's just,
Brought the
she's
can back.
fantastic.
she is just, that's her thing. She's
Yeah.
like, they should just reel her out once a year
Oh,
for
the
war
can.
games.
Yeah, the can
Yeah,
was
the
amazing.
can.
She
And
has used that in every War Games.
yes, and she's been in every war games, including the NXT war games.
Right.
So
Also, yet again, Tiffany Stratton with the Money in the Bank, and she's like,
I
who should
know.
I go?
And then Raquel
then,
got in the middle of it. And
yeah, but man,
Yeah.
baseball bat, handcuffs, multiple tables, chairs,
Yeah.
a can, a toilet seat.
I'm starting to worry about the Tiffany Stratton thing.
Now, what is going on?
Because I'm starting to think that
I
they're
think
going
it's
to
gonna
pull this out
happen.
at Netflix. And
think-
it's going to really ruin my whole plan here.
No, she's on SmackDown.
I know, but she can cash in anybody.
Yeah, she can cash.
She can cash in either.
She can cash on.
You know what I think it's gonna happen? I think it's gonna happen at Saturday night main event.
That would be cool.
The thing is, if she's,
I mean, as long as she cashes in on Nia. If it doesn't happen on SmackDown, that's fine.
she's,
But as long as she cashes on Nia,
I still get
and she
points.
gets
I get points for that
But
too.
what would happen?
only if she
Could
succeeds.
you imagine if she loses?
No, she
No.
can't.
At this point,
You've built this
with
character
all
up
the
too
teasing,
much.
Yeah.
You can't.
I know it's like
You can't.
you're at the point. They're at the point now where they have to have her cash in and win it.
If you
Yes.
watched the two entrances between the men's and the women's,
Yeah.
the two people who got the biggest reactions coming out were main event Jey Uso, which is why they had him come out last, and Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, people love Tiffany Stratton.
And she is so over that if you don't have her succeed, you're killing that momentum.
Oh, she's gonna win it.
She has to win the belt.
Now here,
A belt.
Here,
I don't care which one it is, but she has to win a belt. I prefer her going after Nia's and pinning Nia to win it, so that way I get all the points.
you do know she's
But-
in the bracket this Friday, going
Yes.
towards the
yeah. But she's
going
gonna
to
lose that, so it doesn't matter.
But what if she were to win it and go to Saturday night
No,
and move on?
she's not gonna win it.
What if she cashes in?
Someone's gonna mess her
Can't
up.
she cash
Someone's
in
gonna.
and get that belt, or does it have
She
to be
can
for the
two
women's?
belts. No
main belt?
I think they have that listed as only the world
Champ-
champion
okay,
belt.
She has to only check because at the time when she got
They
the
weren't-
case, The next year's, you could probably do it on either or.
Okay.
Because that's what they do now. You can cash out on any of the 4.
Because I was
Yeah.
like thinking about that. I'm
Yeah.
like, what if she were to cash in and get that
That's
belt?
not
Yeah.
on the contracts. Like,
Well, even the men's, like even the women's, you could go and cash in on NXT if you wanted to. Like
Yeah.
Charlotte did that.
Okay.
She cashed in on Rhea and won the NXT championship.
Yeah.
So
I do have to say, Rhea's mask was awesome.
yes,
Yes. Her
That
mask
whole
was awesome.
setup and everything.
yeah.
It was cool.
I did say to Claire though that she can't wrestle in that the whole time
No.
because she's gonna accidentally gore somebody and it's gonna turn into a bad situation.
Well, she didn't. She took it off.
Because that's why I said I was like, thankfully she takes it off so that way.
I did find out that that mask was made. The guy that made that did the Cody skull mask
Yes.
and did the Fiend mask.
Yes, the
So
same guy that does all those. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
mask
that's-
guy. He's a
that's
horror
cool.
guy. He does a good job.
I also did like the touches to her husband.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it melded pretty well.
Yeah. Buddy Murphy and all that. Yeah. But then we went on to the men's War Games match.
Mm.
The OG Bloodline, including CM Punk, up against the new Bloodline,
Including Bronson.
including
Reed.
Bronson Reed. And the OG Bloodline took down the win.
This is a long
This is the
time
only one I got
coming.
wrong.
Yeah, we got me and Josh got it right.
You and Josh, thankfully, Josh picked this because this is the only points he got for the whole night.
Oh my God.
The 2 War Games matches, only 2 he got right.
Wow.
So,
Wait, before you get to the scores, I just want to say,
no, I know. I wasn't going to give him right. Yeah.
okay, this match started off slow
Yes.
and then went into hyperdrive,
Yeah.
and the ending felt like like I said, Avengers. They all had their chance to hit
It's
solo.
very much of a buildup of different future storylines,
Yes.
like the CM Punk, Roman Reigns stuff.
He has got a favor with Paul.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna cash in with a favor.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yeah. But even like before that, with him like CM Punk wanting to go in and him stopping him and
Yes,
sending
yes.
Sammy
It
instead.
was so good. Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of that kind of stuff.
Well, he went to run in, and Roman, put his
Yeah.
arm out.
Yeah. And then the second time we did it.
Yeah.
The only downside of the War Games match was a lot of people got hurt.
Well, yeah. This is what happens.
They said Bronson Reed's probably has broken ribs
Yeah.
Yeah.
from his dive off the top of the cage for some reason.
Which fit the story as well with
CM Punk taking him
CM
off
Yes.
the table.
taking
Yeah.
him off the table. Yeah.
Yeah. But even still, the whole thing of
Oh
like,
yeah, that was the way he landed.
Yeah.
Did not look good
yeah,
at all.
no, he did not land happily.
It was good. Man, they put a
Jimmy
great
Uso
show on.
broke a toe.
Yeah.
I think they said Jacob Fatu sprained his knee
Yeah.
on that weird when he missed the jump on the
Yes,
ropes.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it was
I have to
good
say,
though.
That what was it? The flip. That's basically a Hardy flip.
Yeah.
Off the ropes. That he,
Swanton bomb kind of thing.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, but the
Swanton bomb.
spin.
Yes,
That
the
was-
twist of fate.
Yeah, but it was him pulling that off. Was,
Yeah. Oh no, whisper in the wind.
Yeah,
That's the whisper in the wind.
Whisper in the wind. Yeah.
Yes,
The wind.
yes, that was what Jeff Hardy used to call it.
Because it was part.
Because
of
he
the,
would do it instead of him just doing the backflip. Jeff Hardy would run up the ropes, jump off the top rope, and then spin in the air,
Mm-hmm.
and then land on the guy on his belly. Whereas he does it like the backflip.
Right. Some of the stuff they did was unbelievable.
yeah.
It was really good.
And even the fact, like going back to the women's match, speaking of jumping off things, Tiffany Stratton
Yeah.
moonsaulting and swanton bombing off the top of the cage.
I know.
Craziness.
Yeah. All of them. Crazy.
Yeah.
They all did fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this PLE for me, from start to finish, I was entertained. I
Yeah.
think the only match that was just okay was LA Knight and
Nakamura. That was probably the lamest of the
It was-
group.
okay.
Yeah, it was okay match. It was a means to an end situation.
Right.
But it makes the the U.S. Championship more interesting now
Yes.
because now you have him having it, and it's like who's going to go after him now,
Right.
and like who is like if LA Knight is going to go after him, who are the other baby faces, and how do they handle like Escobar and Carmelo Hayes and those guys?
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Like
They were
going
kind of
after
running
him.
out of combos with those.
They're kind of like just recycling the same like 4 guys over and
Yeah,
over and
yeah.
over
At this
again.
point now, I would assume LA gets his rematch, but then what are you going to set up with the other 2 guys?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. Like you got like
Fighting for so long.
you got like the Saturday Night Main Event situation, and
Yeah,
how's that going to work
yeah,
out?
that
So
could- something happened there.
yeah. So, anyways, after all that, Josh took home 2 points off of this past
Wow.
week's show
Josh.
because he only got the 2 1-point matches correct.
Wow.
Brian took home a whopping 4 points
Yeah.
because you got Braun Breaker and the 2 War Games matches correct.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, got the 2-point matches correct
Yes.
and one of the War Games matches correct. So I took home a total of 7 points.
Nice.
So
What are we at now? baby?
after Survivor Series War Games, Josh is still in 3rd place with 71 points.
Okay.
He is now only 9 points behind Brian
Okay.
with 80 points.
Okay.
And you were both trailing me with 80, who has 85 points.
You have 85.
So now I've increased my lead to 5 points
5
over you.
points.
I was at 2 points going into War Games.
So we're going into Saturday night main event on the 16th.
Yes, so we added that. So now we actually have
And
more
now-
shows coming.
You're going to start adding the women's. Now you have the U.S. and the Intercontinental.
Yes, so we have
More
more
chances
more
for
chances to
points.
get points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So which is why I keep saying Tiffany needs to cash in on Naya on
Because-
SmackDown, and she has to succeed because those 20 points could be a huge thing now.
That's the other thing, though, Mark. I was at one point, was I like 20-something points behind both of you guys?
Yeah, you were far
You've
back.
caught
But
up.
you caught up on
No,
one
that's
show. You
what-
caught
that's
up.
what I'm saying.
We both had one bad show,
But that's
and
what
you
I'm
caught
saying.
up. So it
I
could
was- I
happen.
was way far behind.
You could have one bad show and
Yeah.
You
fall.
could have one good show, and you could have one bad show,
Yeah.
and it changes
Yeah.
the
That's what I
game.
mean, is it now
Yeah.
adding the.
Although
women's
I've
belt?
changed my way of attacking this now, so you guys are probably not going to catch up. But we'll see how it goes. But I also have an idea for Royal Rumble, which we'll talk about
You know,
off air.
well, not for nothing. We did talk. I know we talked to Matt Ryan when we were going to a Blitzkrieg.
Yes.
And he was saying
How
how
was that for you guys? Because I didn't go.
Yeah, he wasn't there for that one.
But it was good.
Yeah. I haven't talked to you guys about it, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
because
thought talked-
we did the
We talked about it on
show.
the
He
show.
was the show after he
Oh,
was not
okay.
here.
Oh, okay. Well, hold
no.
on. We'll
It was
put
good.
a pin in that.
I was just saying.
We'll tell you after.
They did just announce more matches for
The
the
Christmas
Christmas,
show.
show,
Yeah.
and they are doing a show in February.
They're taking
Not doing
January.
a show in January.
That's fine.
They're
February
doing a
sounds
show in
good.
February, but it's in Westfield, Mass, and it's February 15th.
Oh. Oh.
So we probably won't be going to that one either
How come they're not doing one in Enfield?
because it's just scheduling. I think they
And also,
just
they don't think you should do a rotation.
they rotate between there and the Westfield place. They have a spot
I'll
in
wait for
Westfield.
the next Enfield one.
Yeah.
But, Matt C. Ryan.
Yes.
C stands for comics.
C stands for comics.
So he did mention how, for points, they did like a thing where he put something in a hat. This was years ago.
Yes,
And
I have
like,
an idea for that. That we're
everybody
gonna
would
do.
take something, and it would have like, if someone said something and with points next to it.
Yes.
Like he said, like for example, Josh.
The
so
grab bag stuff. Yeah.
so he said his daughter pulled it out, and this is Bootios.
Yeah.
If Bootios is
Yeah,
mentioned, you
mentioned.
get 40 points.
Yeah.
So then he said, you're not only rooting for the people you like, but now you're rooting for other people.
The
because
promo and things
you're
and different
rooting for other things. to
things are
happen.
mentioned and stuff like that.
That gets sort of into like prop betting type of
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I don't know if
this
that's.
happens, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what you're thinking.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
You don't want to indulge us on the pod?
Well, I don't know if you want to get into it now. I mean, I could tell you the idea.
Just tell us the idea.
All right. So my idea is there's 3 of us. There's 30 entrants in
Men and
both
women.
matches.
Yeah.
What we would do is
Yeah. How would we even do the points with this? I
calm
mean,
down. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
I know.
So we'd each put their 30 numbers in a random number generator,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd break them up into tens.
Are we pulling pills, Mark?
No.
I'd say
You'd
that
get
would be better.
from the first 10, you'd get your numbers. We'd break it up, however. The second 10, last 10. And then if the winner from either the men or women's comes from your 10 numbers that you've picked or have been given, you get 10 points.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's basically you're pulling a pill.
Yeah. But you get...
we all get to pick from the 30, and if our number is the
No, not
that
just
wins-
one number, though.
No,
You'll
no,
get 10
but then
numbers.
but that's what I mean is it's a random
Yeah.
of the 30.
Yeah. So you could have like 2, 15,
37,
32,
27.
22, 14,
You-
12,
but it's
and so
a third
on.
of the numbers.
You'd have a third of the
each
numbers.
Get a third.
Yeah.
Right,
For
right.
both matches.
Yeah, you can't have
And
the
if the
same number.
men's is, say you pulled 12, and the men you didn't get the winner, but if the 12th entrant of the
women's wins, you still get your 10 points.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that because you really to sit here and try to figure out who's going to win it. I guess you could.
I mean, you could pick like that'll be the thing. We'll still pick who I think our winner will be,
But you're also getting the number.
and then you
off
still
that.
get a number associated, not with that person, but it could be any other person that happens to be that number. Like it could be, say, just throwing it out, like not Cody, but say Cody is number 12,
Yes.
and you didn't pick Cody, but he goes ahead and wins. You'd still get points.
It's basically two ways to get points.
Yeah.
You get your.
I gotcha.
am picking
Yeah.
this person to win it.
Yes.
But if one of these 10 numbers hits the jackpot,
Yeah.
Right.
it's basically like you're pulling a pill. For
You're pulling a lottery. It's a lottery.
It's a
So it's like
lottery.
you get a lottery. You get your 10 lottery numbers.
I like it because it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mark,
because you might root for people you're not used to rooting for. You might get like Carmelo Hayes,
Right. Right.
and he's your guy, and he's
Yeah.
one of your numbers, and your other numbers have already been eliminated, and he's like the only one
also
left, and you're
doesn't
like,
make
oh
it-
man, I can root for Carmelo Hayes now.
But it also makes it so that you have reasons to cheer for people. You're not just going, I want this one guy to win. I want this one guy
Yeah,
to win.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
want this
It also
one
makes you.
person
Well,
to
also it's
finish.
like, it also makes you keep track of who came in when.
Right.
And
So you
it's
know,
Royal
like,
Rumble.
oh.
I mean, it'd be fun that way.
If
All right.
so and so comes in at 14 and it's
Mark,
not a
do you-
good
do you
pick,
sell
it's
the
like,
burger chips? Because we could just do it that way.
yes, I do. That's what I was thinking of
Yeah.
using. Yeah.
All right. I like that idea.
Yeah,
Let's
we
do
can
it.
Yeah.
that. Okay.
All right. We should wrap up this show.
Yes.
We have some holiday surprises we're going to do for everybody. And
We do.
We'll be back next week.
We will.
Um,
Next week back with a regular show,
yeah.
and then we'll be moving on to our holiday spectaculars after that.
Well,
We'll have a half and half show after the week after that.
yeah. Next week's a normal show.
Next week's normal show. The week after that is our. It'll be our. Well, next week we'll be picking. Oh my gosh, we're already picking
Yes.
Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah.
What I mean is we
Wait,
have
is
to-
the main event the 14th?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, to me
So we're
it's-
picking Saturday Night Main Event next week,
Yep. And then the 16th.
and then we'll be reviewing Saturday Night Main
16th will
Event,
be our
and then we'll be
review
going
and
into our best
wrestling.
wrestling
moments
events
of the year.
of 2024,
Right.
and then after that we'll be going into our movies, and then our TV shows will take us through the end of the year,
And we'll be back in
and then
January.
we'll be back in January.
Yeah, crazy. Wow. So main event, we're already doing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a quick
Yep.
turnaround
We're
between the
Yeah.
two.
spinning it around nonstop here on
But
the
there's
hamster
no
wheel.
PLE in January.
There's not.
Royal Rumble is in Feb.
February. Yeah.
Ooh.
End of February.
Man,
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
And Elimination Chamber is in March.
Correct.
Which I really like Elimination
Yeah.
Chamber.
And then after that is WrestleMania.
So technically, when you have 3 more PLEs before WrestleMania.
Correct. We have 4.
4?
Yes. Well, 4. Well,
Saturday night
WrestleMania
main
counts. 3 more before WrestleMania, but WrestleMania
That's what I'm
counts
saying.
towards
3
our.
more before.
Yes. Yeah.
Where has the year gone?
I know, huh?
I feel like I was just at your house watching it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. All right, folks, we're out of here.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week
Yes.
with Saturday Night Main Event.
Stressing me out.
Jeez. Wow.
Oh my God. All right.
Here we go. Rest
Yeah.
of the year.
Welcome to being an adult. The years just zoom by. All right.
Ugh.
As always, be safe, be well, and be kind.
Rewind. Please like, please subscribe.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Drive to 125.
Drive to 125. Here we come, baby.
We're coming. We're only a couple ways still. We just need 2 more people to jump on.
Come on.
Just it doesn't
Smash
take much.
that like
You can
button.
stop after. Just give us to the 125.
Sit on that subscribe button.
Yeah. Don't sit on it. Actually press it.
Bobby, make your wife subscribe to us.
Yeah.
Make
Or
all your
Rocky,
family
make
members-
Destiny do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
make your
what else is she doing?
friends and roommates
Yeah.
subscribe.
Yeah. You know,
yeah.
talk to random people.
All right. We're
All
out
right.
here. Okay.
Bye. Good night, Rocky.
Good night, Bobby.
See you, Howard.
Whoa!